Hey, let's get straight to it. Number 9, saying I'm fine when you're not. When you say I'm fine, what you really mean is, I don't feel safe enough to be honest. That phrase usually starts in childhood, when showing emotion made things worse. Maybe it brought criticism, ridicule, or silence. Dr. Harriet Lerner calls this the fear of emotional exposure, when your nervous system learns that being real costs connection. So you disconnect to stay safe. You learn to manage others' comfort instead of your own truth. Healing begins when you teach your body that honesty no longer equals danger. Number 8, urgency addiction. You might notice yourself constantly rushing, always needing to do something, solve something, or move to the next task, even when there's no real emergency. It can feel almost compulsive, like stillness itself is uncomfortable or even dangerous. This isn't just a habit. It's your nervous system remembering what chaos felt like in childhood. Dr. Peter Levine explains that when people grow up in chronic stress, their bodies normalize high alert as the baseline. Calm can feel foreign, even threatening. Urgency becomes familiar, like a home you can trust, while quiet feels unsafe. Healing starts by noticing these patterns, practicing intentional pauses, and teaching your body that safety doesn't always come with adrenaline, that stillness can exist without danger. Number 7, self-blaming. When someone tells you about a mistake or a painful moment, you might instantly jump in and tell them one of your own, maybe something worse. You do it to comfort them, but if you look closer, it's a way to shrink yourself. It feels safer to take the blame first, to make yourself smaller than the person in front of you. Psychologists call this the fawn response. It is the 4th survival strategy after fight, flight, and freeze. Pete Walker explains that it develops when children learn that appeasing others, over-empathizing, or self-blaming is the only way to avoid harm. If you grew up needing to earn peace by taking the blame or over-adjusting to adults' moods, your body learned that humility protects you. Number 6, being on the spot. You might notice your body tensing when someone suddenly asks you a question, calls on you in a group, or even surprises you with attention. Your heart races, your mind blanks, and you feel exposed, as if being seen is dangerous. This isn't because of shyness. It's your nervous system reacting to old threats. Many people who experience criticism, shame, or harsh judgment in childhood learn that visibility equals risk. Dr. Stephen Porges' polyvagal theory describes this as a protective freeze response. The body tries to make itself small to avoid harm. Over time, this pattern sticks, so even harmless attention can trigger the same stress response. Healing begins by noticing these moments, allowing yourself to stay present, and accepting the praise you deserve. Number 5, acting too strong. You probably notice yourself taking charge of everything, doing more than anyone else, and rarely asking for help, even when you're exhausted. Many people who grew up in environments where needing help brought disappointment or shame learn to carry everything alone. Dr. Brené Brown calls this the invulnerability reflex, habit of performing strength to avoid shame or rejection. Acting strong becomes a way to keep yourself safe. If no one can hurt the part of you that needs support, then maybe you won't be let down again. But underneath the armor, there's often quiet loneliness, a longing for someone to see you without expecting you to be invincible. Number 4, avoiding conflict by disappearing. You might catch yourself shutting down or leaving the room when a disagreement starts, even over small things. Maybe you stop speaking, scroll on your phone, or walk away from the conversation entirely. This isn't avoidance for fun. It's your body trying to stay safe. Often, it comes from childhood experiences where conflict meant danger, being yelled at, ignored, or abandoned. Dr. Pete Walker describes this as the flight response in complex trauma. Disappearing becomes a survival strategy. Your nervous system learned that staying silent or invisible reduces risk. Over time, this becomes automatic. Even small disagreements trigger the same protective reaction. Healing isn't about forcing yourself to argue. It's about gradually facing the conflicts like a mature person. Number 3, self-sacrifice. You constantly put others first, taking extra shifts, fixing problems that aren't yours, or saying yes when you want to say no. You do it to protect relationships, avoid conflict, or feel needed, but deep down, it can leave you exhausted or resentful. This pattern often starts in childhood, when your worth felt tied to taking care of others or keeping peace in the family. Psychologist Pete Walker describes this as an extension of the fawn response, a survival strategy learned when your own needs weren't safe to express. Your body learned, if I keep everyone else safe, maybe I'll be safe too. Number 2, glass frog. You share details about your life easily. Stories, events, even struggles, but something feels missing underneath. People hear the facts, but your true emotions remain hidden. It's like being transparent but untouchable, visible yet unseen. This isn't a flaw. It's learned survival. When your emotions were ignored, dismissed, or punished as a child, You learned that showing feelings doesn't guarantee care. Dr. Lindsay Gibson calls this emotional invisibility, being known for the surface, while the heart remains guarded. Healing begins by letting yourself be met for who you are, not just what you show. Number 1. Emotional distance that feels comfortable. You might notice that even when closeness or warmth is offered, you instinctively keep a space between yourself and others. You tell yourself it's peaceful or easier this way, but underneath there's a quiet tension. This distance often started in childhood, when emotional closeness came with pain, unpredictability, or disappointment. Dr. Lindsay Gibson calls this avoidant self-protection, the body's way of keeping itself safe from intimacy that once hurt. Over time, this emotional distance becomes familiar, comfortable even, because it prevents the vulnerability that once felt dangerous.